Hi everybody, my name's Angela and welcome to my home.
And my name is Melissa and we are the two sisters from Two Sisters Vineyards.
We are so excited to share some of our favorite dishes with you and of course paired with some of our favorite wines from Two Sisters Vineyards. Today I'm going to be making one of my favorite dishes and it is a lentil and farro kind of soup but not. And I mean, you've had it before.
It's amazing, and I have to ask, why is it your favorite?
So it is the most simple dish.
Yeah.
And it's my favorite because, so I've got 3 kids. I was pregnant with my son, who is my third, and I was craving lentils. I just really wanted lentils, and I remember going to a restaurant in Italy probably about a year before that, and having this amazing lentil and farro dish. And it wasn't too brothy, but it had such beautiful flavor. Yeah. And the flavor I remember probably the most from that dish was the olive oil and the rosemary. And again, simple. Yeah. So we're gonna start by chopping celery into very fine pieces here.
And I have to say, every single ingredient in this dish shines so nicely when it's all done because it blends together. It's just so good.
It does. And it takes about an hour. Mm-hmm. It's just stovetop, so you don't need the oven for this.
And it's easy, isn't it?
It is.
So you can put it aside for big groups. So we're a big family, so she'll make a whole big pot and we'll all sit at the table. All together, we're like 13 people, if you make enough.
Yeah.
And it's very satisfying.
And wintertime. Yeah. Best dish to have in the winter. And again, we love to cook dishes that pair nicely with wines. And for this in particular, it's the Merlot. I just find because it's so fruit forward, but again, it's fruit forward in all the right ways because there's a lot of dark fruit. I mean, that Merlot, hand harvested almost every year. It's very delicate. It's what is most precious on the vineyard because of how delicate it is. But it really does stand nicely to the nuttiness of the farro and the meatiness almost of the lentils. It's a great vegetarian dish.
And when you come onto the property, for those of you who have been to our property, our Merlot vines are planted to the rear of the property. So if you're sitting on our Kitchen76 patio, those are all of our Merlot vines.
So this is about 3 stalks of celery. Yeah. And again, this dish, the rosemary is very prominent. Because of that, you could also pair it with the Cab Franc, because whenever I think of anything that has rosemary in it, for me, it's always the Cab Franc. However, the farro and the nuttiness of it, I just think for me personally, the Merlot is a nice pairing. But again, totally up to you.
What do you think of that knife? That's my knife.
I love it.
And I want it back.
Because I could do this.
That's my knife. It is the best
Even
knife.
though this is just a really small bowl, but that's fine.
And those bowls too are mine. She's got to give them back.
I will, promise. So basically, there's only like a handful of ingredients. Mm-hmm. It is your rosemary, it's your celery, it's your lentils, farro, and a couple of rinds of Parmigiano, which is very important, and you'll see me add that in a little bit later, and a good couple of slugs of olive oil. So because the lentils are dry, we're going to have to cook them in a good amount of liquid, which I will walk you through. So we're gonna start with celery, 3 stalks, finely chopped, and 4 shallots, chopped very small as well. So let's get started with some good amount of olive oil. So we're going to be using our Kitchen76 olive oil, and trust me when I say there's a reason for it. The olive oil has a little bit of pepperness to it, but it's just really gives a nice complexity to the dish, which makes it so nicely paired with the Merlot and any really robust wine. We're going to add our shallots.
I like shallots because they bring in that little hint of garlic, but it's not garlic.
Yeah, and it's kind of sweet too.
Yep.
3 celery stalks. And of course, chili flakes. I put it on everything. And you want to really flavor that beautiful olive oil with it.
Needless to say, all our kids have gotten used to food that's spicy.
They have. And imagine how this is going to transform with the rosemary. In that olive oil, just beautiful. So we're going to stir this up. So I'm going to salt this just a bit. So because the lentils are dry, I don't want to salt them right away at all. So I want them to cook in that liquid. So I'm going to put it in now. Again, 1.5 cups of dry lentils. They are imported from Italy. I want to coat the lentils in this beautiful flavored olive oil and celery mixture. So the lentils are beautifully flavored. I'm going to add 4 cups of chicken broth. We're going to let this cook for about half an hour. So this has been cooking for almost half an hour on medium heat, and I am going to taste it to see how tender the lentils are, if I don't burn my tongue. Oh, the flavor is so nice. It doesn't even need salt. It's crazy. Like the olive oil and rosemary and pepper is just so beautiful. So now we're going to put in the Farro. So it's about half a cup of Farro. Again, this nuttiness I really love. And I sometimes, boil Farro and mix it with some veg. We use it a lot in my home. So now I'm going to add well, it's not a secret ingredient because a lot of Italians use it with many soups and bean stews. So a couple of rinds of Parmigiano. So never throw it out when you finish a block. So that gets tucked in. And then 2 cups of water. Because the Farro is going to cook now and it needs some more of that liquid. And we're going to let that cook for another half hour or so. It is just the right amount of liquid, and that's the thing with this. You don't want it to be, too liquidy. You want it to have just the right amount.
Kind of like a stew.
Of consistency.
Yeah. The kitchen smells amazing.
But look how simple. Yeah. You cannot, this is the cheese. It's okay, leave it in there. But you don't want to add any parsley. You just want to leave it as is.
And it's a surprise who gets that rind, because I tell you, I love getting the rind in my portion.
Oh, that's so amazing.
It's
on a wintry day.
Of course, Merlot.
This is perfect. You can sit on your couch and enjoy it, curled up with a nice cozy blanket.
And today is actually a perfect day to enjoy it because it's very cold today.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful.
Can I add some cheese?
Oh, yes. Forgot about that.
Oh, yes, please.
So this is Parmigiano Reggiano. Again, picking up on that rind in there. I don't think I'm going to add any olive oil because I could smell it. I tasted it. And I think it's just right.
And this is a beautiful soup. A beautiful soup.
And the Merlot. I mean, again, you could do Cabernet Franc, you could do our 11th Post, which has, a good blend of our reds. Really, any red is perfect with this because it is a hearty dish. Again, perfect for those vegetarians. The Merlot, it's fruit forward. And it's a nice balance to the nuttiness of the Farro and the olive oil and the rosemary. So it's just, again, it's nice and plushy and elegant.
Yeah.
And I love it with this.
Very silky. And at the end of the day, it's what you enjoy. Wine is very personal, very personal. So cheers.
Took
Cheers.
a sip before. I love our Merlot.
That's just beautiful.
Okay, let's dig in.
It's so tender. Please, you must make this at home.
But still a nice bite.
Oh.
And that rosemary, I just love it.
And you know what's funny? You added a generous pinch of chili pepper.
Yeah.
It actually is very mild. It's not too spicy, but you need a kick. I think you really need a little kick. If you can handle it, it's still delicious without. But
And no carrots, just celery. Celery, rosemary, shallots,
yeah,
lentils, and Farro. That's it.
just delicious. And
Cheers. Thank you so much
Cheers.
for joining us.